Hey guys, welcome to another video from the Parrott Bros. I'm Dom.
I'm Rob.
And today we are going to be bleeding the brakes, which is, I guess, the last job before we put the wheels on.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm quite excited as well as a little bit nervous because there's a lot of joints.
Yes.
And brake fluid is pretty messy.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get it on these fresh panels. That would be a bonus.
Right, I guess let's jump to the intro. So, we're at the point when we can bleed the brakes. We are using some brake fluid, of course.
Of course.
And we've got, do you want to grab the little pot? So we've got another bottle just to recycle it into, and we've got a little bleed tube so we can seal over the nipple, let the air out, and keep the brake fluid in. There is a few ways of doing this. Usually, in a TT, doing TT videos, I would use a pressure bleeder. Now, we wouldn't get a pressure bleeder onto the top of the lid.
Because they are rather large.
Chuck us the old GoPro. No, it's not even that. It's
No?
the fact that you won't be able to get on it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, the pressure bleeder may or may not have the right size fitting for that, but if I show the guys what we're looking at, nope, I don't want to take a photo. I don't want to take a photo of upside down either. Me and technology are not compatible. Right, so there's the brake fluid reservoirs, but the problem is from above, it is obscured. You could probably get a pressure bleeder on there if you put it at a bit of an angle, but if you look from directly above, it won't fit. So basically, we're going to start by doing the fronts. Normally on a car, you do the furthest to the closest.
Corner.
Yeah, furthest corner to closest. But on this one's front, this one's rear. So we're just going to do the fronts first because we're standing here. Now, joints-wise, I mean, obviously you've got the reservoir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's a few joints to be had. So obviously the potential is a lot higher, but
don't really need many tools for this, do we? Maybe a spanner?
You literally need a spanner. Now, what spanner do we need, Rob?
So for the front, I don't know where you put it. Oh,
you had it.
No, you had it. You were bleeding.
No, you nipped it off.
Did I? Is it up there? Well, that's a good start. We've lost it. So.
And the problem is, it's tiny. So, yeah, it's here.
Where is it? Oh, okay.
So there is this spanner, which is a 1/4.
And that's if you're using wheelwood brakes.
If you're using wheelwood brakes.
The little bleed
because, I'll show them, shall we?
They are tiny.
The bleed nipples on these are absolutely tiny. So a little 1/4 just gets it on there nice. If you've got a set of brake spanners, then don't worry too much because you'll probably have one already. But all we're going to do is work our way from the front. And we've already done this side just because we wanted to see what it was like, make sure everything works before we make a video and tell you what to use, and it doesn't work. So we'll come on to this side. Rob will keep an eye from the reservoir from this side. I will stand and film with the GoPro.
Somehow.
Oh, he needs to do the pedals, doesn't he? That helps.
That does help.
I tell you what, let me set the old GoPro up then. So hands-free, because we have the technology. Maybe. Let me come the other side. Oh, I need a bigger garage. Right, so what I'm doing here is I will start by cracking it, because there's quite a bit of air in this side anyway. Do one nipple at a time. Don't get carried away with multiple nipples. Loosen it off, and then what we've been doing is you need to push this on, but you need to push it on over the actual nipple itself, and then just wait for Rob to pump away until we start to see fluid up here. I can feel the air coming. Here we go, look, bubbles galore. Nice and slow, Rob, nice and slow. Getting carried away here. And then you pump until basically you have no bubbles left. We probably will go through the whole system again at a later date. But right, hold it down, Rob.
1 second, let me just top up the reservoir and give it a couple more.
But because the nipples are so small, the pipe we have isn't particularly great, but it is what it is. So we're looking for clear fluid. Go on, keep going. That idea.
All right, holding it down.
Right, do you want to come around this side and do
You're asking me to hold it down.
Yeah, we can let go now. That's fine.
Well, that's going to suck it back in.
No, it's not, because I've done the nipple up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just need you to come and just nip it up as I pull this pipe off. So basically...
Which way?
Towards you, yeah. Right, I'll squeeze this and pull it up. Just enough to release the... There you go. That's it. There you go. And then we'll just release that fluid into there. And then we're going to... Can you grab the cloth?
The what?
Cloth and the spray, please, young man. Pass us the cloth, I'll hold it so you don't spray me in the face. Give it a good
So it's
clean.
always handy, have some brake cleaner so then you can get any fluid off that you don't want destroying.
Plus, obviously, you want to clean it so you can make sure that you don't have any leaks going forwards, which is always important. Now, again, just crack it. Just enough so it's loose, and then you can get this pipe on all the way over, and then you should just be able to twist it to loosen it that bit more. Yeah, go on then, Robbo. Pump away. Nice and gentle, go on. Now, the bonus to having Rob's garage floor being very clean and the lighting is we can see if there's any leakage on the floor, which is a bonus. At present, looks all right. Did you check the nipples were tight on the bottom of these calipers?
No, that's what I'm just doing.
So as we said before, they've got
Here you go. Check
4
your
nipples.
side.
And then we just need to check that they are actually tight. That one is tight. That one is tight, so we're all right.
So now,
We should have a pedal on the front, at least. Now, you just want to walk around and check for leaks. All we're looking for is just basically just drips on the underside of everything. Can you hear the caliper trying to press on?
there's definitely some air in there. But that might be because it's the back as well.
Yeah. Nice and clean. We can always have a courtesy bleed afterwards.
Yeah, well we could get a draw through or something, I don't know.
Yeah, right, should we move on to the rears? Because they're slightly different, aren't they?
Yes, mate, let me just fill the reservoir up. Still recording. I'd like to give a big shout out to Berkhampstead Body Shop who've done an amazing job on the paintwork as you see in our video. Let's get them on the wall. If you need to get in contact with them, their details are below. They're on the wall, let's get them up. Proper sticker, this one, unlike Dom's ones.
Yeah, mine cost me nothing. So.
This cost us nothing.
Oh, yeah, I know, but
This was from...
we didn't make this.
Oh.
Oh, talk too soon.
It's quite a big one.
How much do we charge per centimetre for a decal? It's not as big as the other one though, is it?
The other one's huge. All right, where are we going?
This is how we eye them up. I mean, level them up perfectly.
Like there, yeah?
Yeah.
What do we say there?
Yeah?
Or
Yeah,
we...
what about on the end of MK? Does that fit in the gap?
Yeah?
Mate. Get
All right, what's level and where's middle?
Right there.
Send there?
Yeah, mate.
You reckon?
Yeah, about there.
Ooh.
Do one end and then work your way across. Or have you already set both ends?
No.
Oh, beautiful. And of course the brickwork, because it's so smooth behind me, it's so easy to get it on. It's not.
Not. It's right in like a mortar joint.
I was about to say it's in the mortar joint. No. Look at that. They use masking tape as well, haven't they?
I think so.
2 sheets, yeah.
All right. What are we saying? Is it going to be as good as their paintwork?
Hopefully.
Oh, look at this. There we are. Thanks Berkhampstead, painting our car. It looks amazing. The colour pops. Can't wait to get it out and do some track days and give it some abuse.
Okay, so now comes the fun part. We've actually removed the rear brakes because if you would have noticed, this nipple is actually on the bottom when it's fitted, which means you have to take them back off again to bleed them, which is a bit long, but it is what it is. So I'll set this up here. Now we've sort of made shift a disc and caliper set up off the car just because we wanted to do it with the pads still in, because to take the caliper apart would be an absolute pain in the arse. We've got this, hold on Rob, let me get this cracked. It's going to be fun when it comes to doing it back up again. Rob doesn't have a 7mm spanner typically. Alright, let's get this on there. Alright, pump away young man. Now it'll take a little while for the fluid to travel to the back. Once we've got this side done, we'll have to give it a quick check for leaks because there is a joiner, a T-piece.
Just got to top it up a little bit.
Just behind the fuel tank, which I shall show you shortly. Luckily, because you fitted the caliper and the handbrake cable, you know how it all comes apart and goes back together again, so that's a bonus. Right, here we go. Here's some fluid. It's also coming out of the bleed nipple, making a right mess. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on, loads of air. Right, stop there.
Yep.
I'll just nip this off. Now the only issue obviously we have is the T-piece could be letting air through from the other side, so we might just have to do each side twice for that reason.
Was that one-way valve working?
I don't know, I'm not using it.
Oh, okay.
Right, so that's that side nipped off, so now we're going to have to go and get the exact same setup the other side. Okay, so we're pretty much done with in regards to bleeding the brakes, although we run into a little issue, didn't we, Rob?
Yep.
So this brake switch here, which tells the car that your brake lights are on or off, because of obviously the use of the brake pedal, is actually weeping fluid everywhere. So we've had to stop. We disconnected the pedals from the front, so we actually bled the rears fully.
In the pedal box.
In the pedal box, but
Yep.
we're unable to bleed the fronts until we get that refill because it's only just going to let air in or leak brake fluid out. So that is us bleeding the brakes wise. I mean, that is the process you're doing. We recommend doing everything twice just because, show them the T-piece. So if you bleed fluid down to the T, and then you bleed the, say, the left-hand side, there's going to be air in the right-hand side and it can get dragged through and vice versa. So you want to bleed both directions and then do it again.
Yeah, just to get any bubbles out, any air out, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can, then obviously then you can put it on the floor, roll it backwards and forwards, press the brakes.
Obviously, for the backs, you have to take them on. Then, obviously, once you've bled them, you have to rebuild it,
Rebuild it and put it back on again, yeah.
Which
So-
we've done, and the pedal feels actually really nice.
Yeah, we bled them twice, didn't we? And the pedal feels really good on the back.
Yeah, so
Getting the handbrake cable on was a bit of a
faff.
faff, but
went
it's on now, yeah.
Yeah, so
Right, brake video. This is a finish off of the brake pipes.
a little wrap up, shall we say?
Right, so okay, so now we've finished the brake pipe and bleeding install. We've bled all the brakes front and back. We had an absolute nightmare. A comedy of errors. This switch failed, and what happened was basically we've actually got a slightly different one now, sent by MK. We told them what the issue was, and they sent another one straight out. But basically, this was letting fluid come out, so it wasn't correctly potted, or it was a poor quality, or a bad batch, or whatever. But basically, as soon as we start to bled it, just pissed out of there. So
there was definitely no bleeding going on there.
Good to know one. We've put a new one in, slightly different design, similar look, but it's a different manufacturer.
Yep.
Works a treat.
Wow.
We had a bit of a nightmare with the pedals. I say it works a treat. We've got all the air out, and it's not leaking.
And it's not binding.
And it's not binding. So we're kind of there, I guess, until we put it on the floor and then see what happens.
Pedal box was a bit of a nightmare, just getting the bias right and adjusting the brake bias bar, because we did loosen it, didn't we?
Yeah.
To do the backs.
Yeah, we did it front to back separately because obviously there's two master cylinders, and it's separated. And then when we had the issue with the front, we put it to the back, and then don't do that.
Just
do
wait
it all at the same time.
Just wait. If you have any problems, wait for the parts. Do it all at once. Once you've got your pedal box set up, don't touch it.
Yeah,
it's
stick that on the side. We'll
not enjoyable. Well, no, that's going back to MK, so they can get.
Oh, is it going back to MK? Oh,
yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, so that is the brake video. As a rule, not too bad. We've used the correct brake fluid for IVA purposes. It has to be .4 as per the sticker
that is
fitted in the wheel well, which we've fitted.
Lost. Oh no.
Oh, do we have? Oh no, it's not fitted. It's fitted up here, isn't it?
Yeah, this sticker here, .4. So we will get that on.
Part of the IVA, so we'll stick that on last. We've been kind of avoiding doing any tightening of any nuts or anything to a specific torque, just because we wanted to get everything fitted.
Yep.
Because obviously we've been finding that we've been doing jobs, then taking things off, then putting it back on, then taking it off and back on. So what we're going to be doing next probably is going round and paint pen marking, tightening and torquing everything, because then when we're on the ground, we'll know it's done, and we can keep an eye on it, because if it changes, then we'll know.
Yeah, but I reckon we're good to get on the ground now, aren't we?
We are.
Everything's on, the arms are on, the brakes are on.
Yeah. So we'll just lift it down, shall we?
We just need a couple of strong geezers.
Yeah, I definitely don't think two of us could do this.
I reckon we're going to have to sort of have a little look
especially
in the
because
street.
now we've, I don't know how well you can see this,
Broke
but
the wheels.
we broke the casters off. We actually, sheared it.
That's pretty bent as well.
Sheared it, yeah, well, and yeah, I don't know how well you'll see that, but
That's pretty bent.
yeah, we tried pushing it on Rob's foam padded flooring,
And it
which
just dug in.
didn't like it. So yeah, we can't even wheel it backwards and forwards now.
I think we're going to have to put a jack under that side, try and roll it out, and then go to the building site, find a few lads that want a couple of beers,
Yeah, I was about to say, take a case of beers and
just see if
4
anyone
o'clock in the afternoon and be like, ooh.
who wants a little lift.
But yeah, that is the brake videos. Like I said, we'll put everything down in the description of things we used and that tool.
Bleeding the brakes.
The bleeding the brakes, yeah.
Yes, that was just Halford's, wasn't it?
Just a little Halford's bleed tool.
Pipe tool,
And that little spanner.
Yeah, that was...
If you've got Willwoods.
If you've got Willwoods.
But yeah, so onwards and upwards. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, bye, bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.
Bye.